Good morning, everyone. December 1st. I have no clue where this year has gone. I can't believe it. Time flies, but oh wow. And the restaurant scene continues to change. And I don't know if anybody has not been to Ginger Pig, but they should have. It's every one of our favorites. Michelin even gave it a rating, and I don't care about Michelin. It's heavenly. And Natasha Sherman Hess, good morning. She is the creator.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Are you kidding? We love you to death. And before we get into Ginger Pig, which everybody wants to get into, including me, let's tell people, because you have a very interesting background. Tell us how you started.
Well, I wanted to just thank you for having me, and it's an honor to be here, get to tell my story
It's all
with you today. I just wanted to say when I first moved to Denver in 2001, we didn't really have Yelp or, barely had the internet. We were printing out MapQuest directions to get places. And so I actually had a Gabby Gourmet book in 2001 when I moved here. And that was how I found where to eat in Denver.
oh,
So it's really cool to get to, have met you over the years, and then to get to talk today is pretty special for me personally. So thank you.
thank you.
Um, my background, so I moved to Denver in 2001. I had just graduated college that day, and I had a job that started in Denver on a Monday. I graduated on a Saturday and drove straight here, and I helped launch Fox Sports Rocky Mountain, which was a TV station that's no longer around. But we were doing pregame shows, postgame shows, intermission reports, halftime shows for the Nuggets and the Avs and the Rockies. So I worked in sports TV my first couple of years in Denver, and then I went to law school. And I was also working for an NHL agent, which was probably my favorite job I've ever had besides this one. Um, and went to law school at University of Denver, and then realized after a while that I really didn't like practicing law. I was doing bankruptcy, divorce, and criminal law, and it was incredibly depressing. And I spent a lot of time just thinking about the time I had spent in college as a Chinese major living in China. And I
Oh,
lived with a family for 3 summers and fell in love with them and fell in love with cooking Chinese food and other Asian street food as I traveled around Asia. And so I had this kind of dream of opening a food truck. And when I was 37 years old in 2016, we opened
and
the
now
Ginger
I
Pig food
can't hold
food
it.
truck. That's right. But every year in a kitchen is like 2 years in real life.
Is that
So
dog years?
I, it might be. Definitely feels different than anything I've ever experienced with, all the nights and weekends. And I had been used to that with sports TV, but with the wear and tear on your body and your mind, it's a lot. So I probably am older than those real years.
Okay, that's okay. You look fabulous. And so you opened a food truck.
That's right. 2016, we opened a food truck in Boulder, Colorado, and we did it for 4 years. And then we were in a food hall in Boulder called Rosetta Hall. And then COVID happened, and that was really our opportunity. We had a kind of silver lining with COVID, and we were able to find our own place. And we opened a restaurant in October of 2020 in Denver, um, in the northwest part of Denver on 44th and Lowell. And it's been really great being in that neighborhood for us. And we were really one of the beneficiaries of COVID, getting to find a space that worked for us that
Well,
time.
Ginger Pig I'm not on the new one yet. On Lowell is a total gem. It's a hidden treat. It's very casual and not overpriced, very friendly, and the food is outrageous. I
Thank
mean,
you.
tell us a little bit about some of your dishes there. and then we'll get to.
Well, my favorite thing right now is the Hong Kong French toast. So
I
I
knew
wanted
you
to
were gonna.
mention that one. Yeah. That's I don't know. My husband thinks it's the best thing I ever made, and he's usually right about everything. So
Well,
it might be. I had been making Hong Kong French toast the traditional way with peanut butter, but then I had spent a couple weeks in Singapore this year and just really fell in love with kaya jam, which is a coconut jam from Singapore in Malaysia. And so I thought about putting that in the Hong Kong French toast, and then I put cornflakes on the outside and panko, and it's just amazing. I think it's good for like a starter, a shareable dessert. It's the only thing we've ever put on the menu in two places. So we have it on the menu as a dessert and
okay,
a shareable because we want people to try it,
I agree.
and not
It's
get too full with their food and then not try it because they think they don't want dessert.
the first I tried it as dessert, and I thought, really, I'm eating French toast. Oh my God. Seriously, anybody watching this? We couldn't stop every, I don't like dessert. We devoured most of it. What we didn't, we thought, oh, we'll take breakfast. Oh my gosh, again, it was gone. I mean, oh, I would never eat this for breakfast. She lied, me. In 2 minutes, it was gone. You're right.
I'm I'm so glad you liked it. Yeah, I was surprised how good it was when I made it that first time, and it honestly I made it for Boulder, because I wanted more kind of portable, easy things for students. But it was so good that we ended up putting it on the Denver menu as well.
Okay, but people know there's more than French toast.
It's
I mean,
true.
you make
Yes.
the best dumplings.
Thank
The,
you. We also we do a lot of stuff that's influenced by my time in China with my family. So the two things that I think are really great from my time there that are on the menu now are the Di San Xian, which means three treasures of the earth, and it's potato, eggplant, and pepper. And that's something that's really common you'd eat in someone's home in Beijing, but really hard to find on restaurant menus. And I worked on that one for many years before I could get it right and really feel like I did it justice. And a couple years ago, I finally nailed it. And so that's been a really fun one in Denver. And then we also do a Yushang Chiezi, which is um, it's the translation is fish fragrant eggplant, but we call it Sichuan spicy eggplant
you
because there's no
that's
fish in it, and it's kind of a confusing name, confusing translation.
best eggplant in the world. Really, it is
Thank
that.
you.
And
That
you
was the dish that I went to New York with as my signature dish when I went to Bobby Flay. So that's one I'm really proud of and feel like is a nice tribute to the family that I stayed with in China. And that was the dish that really made me fall in love with cooking and fall in love with Chinese food and fall in love with cooking Chinese food specifically. So
anybody going, you'll just fall in love with all of it. Your pork, your chicken, everything there. And a lot of it is gluten free too.
that's right. I was just telling my chiropractor this morning that because we got our start in Boulder, it really changed, how we did things in the beginning. There was such a big gluten-free population here that we actually started using potato starch and tamari, instead of flour and soy sauce. And it's very expensive to do that. I was telling him this morning that, to buy 5 gallons of tamari, it's over $100, and to buy 5 gallons of soy sauce it's $20, so it's a huge difference, but a good investment for us because there's so many people that are gluten free both in Denver and Boulder, and
Oh,
to be able
yeah,
to make that commitment to them and know
absolutely.
that they have somewhere they can come back to has been good for us.
Okay, now, most important today, not for all time, because I will always go to Ginger Pig and adore Natasha. But tell me about the new place. I see lighting behind you.
Yeah, so I was actually just in Hanoi, Vietnam, and then Hoi An, Vietnam, and I traveled all the way down to Saigon. And when I was in Hoi An, they had these beautiful lanterns,
Oh,
and I
well,
loved them. So that's where these lanterns are from behind me, and they're also in the Denver restaurant above the bar. But right now I'm sitting in the Boulder location, which we just opened at the end of October, October 24th. And it took us about 15 months to get this one open, which was a surprise and a challenge for us. And we're happy to be here. We just started doing lunch this week and we've been doing dinner for about a month. And so it's been fun to get this place going. And we have a lot of different menu options up here that we don't have in Denver. And then we have a lot of things that are in both places as well. So it's a lot of new fun stuff for people that like our food and want to try something new.
I like it. I like it. Now here it's a drive up, you walk up to a window.
That's right. It actually is just like a food truck. It's going back
But
to
it's
our
a brick,
roots.
but it's a brick and mortar.
That's right.
Okay. So
So it's like a food truck in that it's small and you walk up to a window and your experience from a consumer standpoint is the same as if you were walking up to a food truck. But for us, we don't have to replace the transmission or the engine, and we have heat and air condition, and it's a much more comfortable experience for us all day long in here.
and you have some picnic tables outside for dining.
That's right. We just put in 3 picnic tables, so that's 18 seats outside, and then Um, when it warms up, we're expecting people to take our food on picnics and enjoy it outside. There's so many great parks in Boulder and great views and places to eat outside. And then also we're on DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats and available order on our website for takeout and delivery.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Okay.
similar to a ghost kitchen, but you can also come up and order food as well and
Tell me
eat
about,
it right outside.
well, tell me about some of the dishes that I haven't had in Denver.
Okay, so I'm really excited about we have a banh mi sandwiches up here, which is something we had in 2016 on the food truck, and we haven't done it in years.
I hear
We
it's
switched,
incredible.
thank you. Yeah, we switched from banh mi sandwiches to banh mi rice bowls because everyone was so gluten free um, back in about 2016, and then did those for many years. And so we brought back our banh mi rice bowls and then added some banh mi sandwiches, and we have a few classic banh mi's that you would get in Vietnam. We do a pate banh mi where we make our own pate. And also we do a house banh mi that has Vietnamese cold cuts that includes a Vietnamese pork roll, Vietnamese head cheese, and a ham, and it has the pate. So that one's really good. And then we also have a sardine banh mi, which is common in Vietnam, and we've been really enjoying that one.
Oh, I
But
adore.
then, oh, go ahead.
I said I adore sardines.
Oh, you'd like this one then.
Oh,
It's
I
really fun. It really works with the banh mi. And then we also do all our kind of classics that you had mentioned, the char siu, the chicken, the eggplant, all of those things that you can get in Denver. We do that as a banh mi sandwich as well.
oh,
So what's cool is all those things, the char siu, the chicken, and the eggplant, and we also do a char siu tofu up here. Um, all of those things you can get as a classic with the rice and the cucumbers, like we've always done for years, or you can get the banh mi sandwich, or you can get it as a noodle bowl, rice noodle bowl, or a banh mi rice bowl. So all those things have like 4 different ways that you can get them. So that's fun. But then we have some other new stuff up here we're excited about. We have a shaking beef, a Vietnamese shaking beef that I'll say is the best one I've had, even including the ones I've had in Vietnam.
tell me what it
So
is.
we worked hard on that one and we use ribeye, so it's a very high quality, meat, and the sauce we worked really hard on, and I think it's really good. So that's a shaking beef, which is a common Vietnamese stir fry dish that's commonly served with rice. So you can get that one with rice, but you can also get that one as the sandwich or the noodle bowl. Um, we also have a tom yum noodle that I've been really excited about as well, and I've been eating that one regularly. That's one of my favorites. If you came up here for the first time, I'd recommend the shaking beef, the tom yum noodle, and the Hong Kong French toast. Those are the things I'm most excited about right now.
I
And
have to have a sardine man. Sorry.
sardine banh mi. And also, actually, we're doing a kimchi jjigae, which is a kimchi stew. I spent some time in Korea this year
You are,
with one of my friends who beat me on Chopped. We went to Korea together, and I've been eating a lot of Korean soups and just basically obsessed with soup in general. People ask me what I cook at home, and it's mostly just soup and salad. But this kimchi jjigae is really good, and we have some fun add-ons. You can add sardine to it. People often add a can of tuna to kimchi jjigae, so I thought sardine would be a fun add-on, and it looks kind of beautiful. Um,
So I want to come and have the entire menu, is how I feel right now. You are amazing as you
Thank
take the
you.
time to bring these dishes to life. I mean, I can't imagine the time that you have to spend to create this.
That's the fun part. I feel like I do all the other stuff all day to be able to have that little bit of time to do that part. That's my absolute favorite part of my job. And a couple days ago, I developed a recipe for a Tom Kha sipping broth. So we're going to start selling that probably later today in coffee cups. So you can walk to class or walk to work sipping a hot, nourishing broth in the winter. So that's a real fun one too. So if it's cold when you come up here, I hope you can try that
Well,
sipping broth.
I know somebody who works there who's going to get an order and have to deliver it to Denver.
Sounds like a
And
plan.
it sounds absolutely amazing. Just, I mean, I know, and now I want to go to both of them. So you may have to put a few things on the Denver side for those of us who can't get there every day.
It's true. It's true. And I do want to say, really, the thing we're most proud of, we've been doing this since 2016 is, um, the community and purpose and that we've built for our group of people that work here. And we've had people that have been here since the beginning and people that have been here since Rosetta that are still with us. And, um, it's cool that we make great food that people like, but really, like, what we're really most proud of is what we've built, community and purpose wise for this group of people. And it's a real team effort, and it takes all of us, and it really feels like an amazing team. And it's the best team we've had. It's taken many years to find all the right people, but everyone's so good and so committed, and so they care a lot about each other, and they care a lot about the ginger pig. And it really allows me to spend time, going back to Asia. And before this year, I hadn't been back in over 20 years. So it's been really exciting for me to spend some time. I spent 9 weeks in Asia this last year, and I'm heading back in January. And it's only because of the, group we have that I can go and do that. So I just want to thank them and give them all the credit in the world for everything we've all done together.
Listen, you are truly a love, and you know that you're doing this because you love it, and everybody loves you. What can I say? And Ginger Pig. All right.
Thank you.
Before we run out of time, because I am so hungry I could die right now. Going straight to find sipping broth. Yeah, right. All right. Both Ginger Pigs. Tell us address, hours. Neither take reservations.
That's correct. So the Ginger Pig Boulder is open Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 8. And the Ginger Pig in Denver is open Tuesday, Wednesday from 4 to 9, and Sunday from 4 to 9. And then on Friday and Saturday, it's 4 to 10. And we have happy hour from 4 to 6. We have trivia on Tuesday nights, karaoke on Thursday nights. So it's really a kind of fun neighborhood place to hang out, not just a restaurant. So feel free to come join us for trivia or karaoke, or if you want to watch a Broncos game or a Avs game or Nuggets game, Rockies game, that's always on too as well.
Okay, so Boulder, you're closed Sunday, Monday.
That's right.
Okay. And in Denver, you're just closed on Monday.
Correct.
Okay. And addresses.
Addresses. In Denver, it's 4262 Lowell Boulevard.
Boulder.
In Boulder, it's 1303 13th Street.
Okay, you're on the hill.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and I assume at your web page, which you'll give me, you can get details of everything.
That's right. And that's gingerpig.com.
Well, before we leave, please let me just say, I'd love for you all to like and subscribe to the Gabb, Gabb on YouTube, Gabby Gourmet on Facebook, Instagram, and this will all be on both ends. Natasha, you are the best. Just love you, and love both. Well, I already adore Ginger Pig, but I know from a very picky person how wonderful Boulder is. I'm sending somebody somehow to get me some. In the meantime, you are the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
And everybody, get to Ginger Pig. It is beyond incredible. I don't care. Michelin loves it, but the real people around here adore it. Be well. Much love. Talk soon.